Hey, y'all, it's time for the news break from the Fishing Wire, where we bring you the stories shaping how we fish, how we build gear, and how we spend time on the water. And this one, it's all about power, precision, and pushing limits. We're leading off with a full-on Shimano Flex, because when the fish can outweigh the angler, your gear better be ready to work. From the Ocea Plugger BG, a spinning rod built to throw absurdly big baits at absolute giants, to the new 2026 Stella 25,000 SWD. A spinning reel so refined it turns chaos into control. Shimano's showing just how far big game spinning has come. Then we're returning to shore to celebrate a true cornerstone of the industry. 50 years ago, custom rod building meant figuring out the hard way. And Mudhole was there from the start. Half a century later, they're still shaping how anglers build, fish, and think about rods. And finally, we're changing altitude, literally. If you've ever seen someone gliding silently above the water like they cracked the code of gravity, we're breaking down how e-foils work and what's new with Flight's latest Series 6 platform. All right, that's it. We're ready to go. Let's get after it. Okay, y'all, Shimano has been showing out lately with new products, and this next one is a major flex. When a fish can weigh more than the fisherman, the gear has to do the heavy lifting. They just beefed up the Ocea Plugger BG lineup, adding new sizes to a rod series built for anglers who throw absurdly large stick baits at absurdly powerful fish and expect to win. This rod lives at the intersection of long bomb casting and full contact combat. When bluefin are crashing bait on the surface and you need the distance and backbone, the Plugger BG shows up calm, confident, and very much in charge. It's designed to launch oversized plugs into foaming feeds, then immediately flip the switch to maximum pressure when things get personal boat side. Under the hood is Shimano's Spiral X core construction with nano alloy resin. Translation: stiffer, stronger, faster recovery, zero nonsense. Add titanium guides, fatigue-fighting EVA grips, and line control tech that keeps PE behaving, and you've got a spinning reel that refuses to tap out. Bottom line, this is spinning gear for anglers who don't blink when the fish weighs more than the deckhand. Okay, if the Ocea Plugger BG is the muscle, this next reel is the engine. Shimano just elevated its most iconic saltwater spinning reel with the Stella 25,000 SWD, a reel built for anglers who measure success in deckside giants, blistered thumbs, and bent rods that somehow come back straight. This is spinning tackle at the absolute edge of what's possible. High-speed tuna runs, stand-up battles with giant trevally, long, brutal fights where smoothness isn't a luxury, it's survival. At the core is Shimano's newest tech stack. Infinity Cross, the newest Shimano gear design that helps disperse the load over the whole tooth in the gear rather than a small section of the tooth. It's also got Infinity Drive to keep the handle turning under ridiculous load, and Silent Drive tightens tolerances so everything feels connected, precise, and calm, even when the fish is anything but. For the heavy hitters, Shimano pairs XX Tough Drag, a new system that moves the drag washer to the top of the spool and increased the drag washer size, which gives this beast 66 pounds of stopping power. It also has heat sink drag, which dissipates and manages heat so that when you've got a giant bluefin tuna on, the heat is managed and doesn't harm the reel. Add X Protect and X Shield, and this reel is sealed up tight against salt, spray, and seasons of abuse. The new Stella 25,000 SWD isn't just a reel. It's Shimano showing exactly how far big game spinning has come. Same obsession, same precision, just taken to the limit. Like I said earlier, that's a Shimano Flex. 50 years ago, fiberglass rods ruled, graphite was still finding its footing, and custom rod building meant doing it the hard way. That was 1976, and that's when Mudhole got its start. What began as a small New Jersey rod building and tackle shop has grown into the beating heart of custom rod building worldwide. Now based in Florida, they don't just sell components. They taught a generation of anglers how to build rods with their own hands, their own style, and their own standards. To mark the 50th anniversary milestone milestone, Mudhole is rolling out a 2026 rod building catalog with commemorative covers and a look back at the moments that shaped the craft. But this isn't just a nostalgia lap. In true full circle fashion, Mudhole has leaned back into its tackle shop roots, offering reels, lines, lures, apparel, rods, and combos from many of the industry's most trusted brands, all under one roof. Backed by Foundation Outdoor Group, Mudhole proves that 50 years later, the craft is still alive, still evolving, and still built the right way, by hand. All right, if you've seen someone silently floating above the water like they hacked gravity, that wasn't magic, that was flight. The global pioneer of e-foil technology just launched Series 6, a full evolution of its electric hydrofoil lineup. At its core, an e-foil is a board with a quiet electric motor mounted on a hydrofoil underneath it. When you throttle up, the foil lifts the board out of the water, reducing drag, and so you're literally flying just above the surface. Speed and lift are controlled with a handheld wireless remote, and once you're up, small weight shifts steer the board, kind of like snowboarding on water. The faster you go, the higher and smoother the ride gets, and when you slow down, the board settles gently back onto the surface. No waves required, no boat required, just balance, battery power, and a whole lot of big smiles. The Series 6 is all about refinement, progression, and making the ride feel as good as it looks. New board designs, premium colors, and rider-driven upgrades bring smoother flex, better wave flow, and more intuitive handling, especially on the Pro and Ultra models. And for riders chasing that surfy feel, Flight Lab's new Flux wings bring next-level carving and glide to the e-foil experience. Tie it all together with the Flight app, tracking rides, performance stats, and connecting riders worldwide, and you've got a platform that blends hardware, software, and pure joy. Different kind of water story, same obsession with doing it better. And that's going to do it for this edition of the News Break from the Fishing Wire. From Shimano pushing big game spinning to the edge of what's possible, to Mudhole proving that craftsmanship still matters 50 years later, to Flight reminding us there's always a new way to experience the water. This industry doesn't stand still, and neither do we. If you work in the fishing business or you just care a lot about where it's headed, you don't want to miss what's coming next. So head on over to thefishingwire.com and sign up for our newsletter. It's the fastest, most trusted way to stay informed, stay sharp, and stay ahead, bringing you the top stories from the fishing business every day of the week.